Listen to me, because this is the moment everything changes. Not next month, not next year, not when you feel ready. Right now. Before 2026 even shows up at your door, you've got to make a decision about who you are becoming. See, too many people think transformation happens on January 1st. They think the calendar is some magic reset button. No, the calendar doesn't change you, your choices do. Your mindset does, your habits do, your environment does. If you step into 2026 with the same thinking, the same excuses, the same circle, the same discipline problems you had last year, then guess what? You're getting the same life. You don't need a new year. You need a new you, and I'm telling you right now, before time pushes you forward, before life drags you into another cycle you said you were done with, you must decide what you're cutting off, what you're stepping into, and what you're refusing to tolerate anymore. Because 2026 is not waiting on you. Life is not slowing down. Opportunities aren't going to pause until you get your mindset straight. The world keeps moving, and either you rise with it or you get left behind. This next year will expose you, or it will elevate you, depending on how you prepare for it today. That some of you keep saying you want greatness, but you're carrying a mindset that can't hold greatness. You keep begging for success, but you're living with habits that destroy success. You keep praying for change, but everything around you and inside you is staying the same. So before you step into a new year, you've got to make 5 powerful shifts, 5 non-negotiables, 5 changes that will determine whether 2026 becomes the year you break through, or just another year you break promises to yourself. This is bigger than motivation. This is bigger than hype. This is about identity. This is about rewriting the script in your head. This is about deciding that the future version of you is worth the sacrifice, worth the discipline, worth the discomfort. Because the truth is, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You rise or fall to the level of your mindset, your discipline, your circle, and your standards. And if those don't change, nothing else will. So before 2026 arrives, you're going to take control of the one thing you've been ignoring the longest. You, your thoughts, your habits, your time, your environment, your direction. You're going to stop waiting for the perfect moment and realize the perfect moment is the one you choose to commit. You're going to stop letting your emotions call the shots and let discipline build the life you said you wanted. You're going to stop wasting hours like you get them back. Stop surrounding yourself with people who keep you stagnant, and stop expecting a new year to fix what your effort won't. This is the year you step forward. This is the year you get serious. This is the year you break cycles instead of repeating them. If you want a different 2026, you must become a different person in 2025. And that starts right now with 5 changes that will shape everything that comes next. Let's get into it. Mastering your mindset is the foundation of everything you want to achieve, and until you take control of the way you think, nothing else in your life will shift. Most people spend their entire lives reacting to circumstances, reacting to emotions, reacting to opinions, reacting to fears, never realizing that their thoughts are the very thing shaping their outcomes. You can work hard, you can have talent, you can have ambition, but if your mindset is built on doubt, insecurity, and old beliefs that no longer serve you, then your results will always fall short of your potential. The truth is this: your life cannot outperform your mindset. You cannot rise into a stronger future with a weak internal dialogue. You can't build a powerful life on a foundation of fragile thinking. When you step into 2026, you don't need a better job, a better body, or a better opportunity. First, you need a better mind. Because everything you get in life, everything you attract, everything you sustain, will always match the level of your mindset. This is why you must become intentional with your inner world. The thoughts you repeat, the beliefs you hold, the stories you tell yourself, those are the architects of your behavior. And if you don't take control of them, they will control you. Mastering your mindset begins with awareness. Most people don't even realize how automatic their thinking is. They wake up with the same doubts they went to bed with. They carry the same beliefs they absorbed from childhood, from failures, from people who never believed in them. They don't question the voice in their head, even though it's the very thing sabotaging their growth. You can't change what you refuse to confront. You have to become the observer of your thoughts instead of the follower of them. That separation is the first doorway to power. The moment you catch yourself thinking, "I can't," you must pause and challenge it. Where did that thought come from? Is it true, or is it a habit, a defense mechanism, a leftover fear from an old version of you? Every thought sends a signal. Every thought plants a seed. Every thought becomes a direction. When you think small, you move small. When you think weak, you choose weak actions. But when you think strong, when you think with purpose, when you think with identity, you start behaving differently. You walk differently. You show up differently. You recover from setbacks differently. Most people think their actions create their mindset, but it's the opposite. Your mindset creates the type of action you feel capable of taking. If you want a higher level of execution, you must first build a higher level of belief. This is why mastering your mindset requires you to upgrade the internal language you use daily. Stop speaking in limitation. Stop labeling yourself by your past. Stop identifying with your fears. Words are not just phrases, they are instructions to your subconscious. When you tell yourself you're tired, your body listens. When you tell yourself you're not enough, your spirit listens. When you tell yourself things will never change, your future listens. But the moment you start speaking in alignment with where you want to go instead of where you've been, everything inside you begins to shift. Mastering your mindset also requires discipline over your focus. Your mind is a battlefield, and distractions are the enemy. You cannot let every opinion, every notification, every piece of negativity enter your mental space. You need boundaries for your focus the way you set boundaries for your home. Guard your attention. Protect your peace. Train your mind to return to what matters, not what tempts you. This is not easy. Your mind will wander. It will resist. It will fight to stay the same. But repetition creates transformation. The more you redirect your thoughts, the stronger your mental muscle becomes. And perhaps the most powerful part of mastering your mindset is choosing identity over emotion. Your emotions are temporary, inconsistent, unpredictable. But identity, who you decide to be, that stays steady. When you wake up and say, "I don't negotiate my standards," your emotions no longer drive your decisions. Your identity does. And once your identity shifts, your entire life follows. So before 2026 arrives, your first and most important transformation begins within. Change your mindset, and you change everything around you. Discipline is the true backbone of success, far beyond the fleeting highs of motivation, which can often be unreliable, inconsistent, and deceptive. Motivation feels exciting when it arrives. It makes you believe that anything is possible and that the world is conspiring in your favor. But it is often temporary, fickle, and dependent on external factors. One day you wake up inspired, full of energy, ready to conquer your goals, and the next day, the smallest obstacle or distraction can derail you entirely. Discipline, on the other hand, is steady, dependable, and self-sustaining. It is a conscious decision, a commitment to action that exists regardless of how you feel in the moment, and it is the engine that turns vision into reality. Discipline transforms intention into action, action into habit, and habit into achievement. While motivation may get you started, discipline ensures you finish. It is the force that allows you to maintain consistency, even when challenges arise, fatigue sets in, or your emotions betray you. Discipline is not about punishing yourself or being rigid. It is about creating a structured approach to your life that aligns with your goals and priorities. It is about making choices that serve your long-term vision instead of succumbing to the short-term temptations that provide instant gratification but derail progress. Every moment you exercise discipline, you are building a foundation for resilience, confidence, and mastery. Discipline is what enables people to do the work that others avoid, to push forward when motivation is absent, and to achieve results that are otherwise impossible. It is the invisible muscle that strengthens over time, growing more powerful with every deliberate action and every commitment kept. It trains your mind to value consistency, reliability, and follow through above impulsive desires or fleeting Excitement. When you embrace discipline, you stop waiting for perfect conditions or the right emotional state to begin. You act anyway, knowing that action precedes inspiration, that habits precede results, and that excellence is the product of persistence and repetition. Discipline also teaches you to overcome resistance, both internal and external. It gives you the ability to face discomfort, boredom, and setbacks with a calm, unwavering determination because you understand that these are inevitable parts of growth and success. People who rely solely on motivation are at the mercy of their moods, susceptible to procrastination, indecision, and distraction. Those who cultivate discipline, however, create momentum that cannot easily be stopped. They build routines that anchor their days, habits that guide their behaviors, and standards that shape their choices, ensuring that every step they take is deliberate, meaningful, and aligned with their aspirations. Discipline allows you to prioritize what truly matters, to focus on high-value actions, and to avoid wasting energy on trivial matters. It is the skill of delaying immediate satisfaction for long-term gain, the ability to invest effort today for rewards tomorrow. It empowers you to manage time, energy, and focus in a way that maximizes results and accelerates progress toward your dreams. While motivation is unpredictable and often short-lived, discipline is predictable, reliable, and replicable. It does not fluctuate with circumstances, emotions, or external validation. It is a decision, a daily practice, and a mindset that produces consistency in work, character, and achievement. Those who master discipline understand that greatness is rarely the result of sudden inspiration or luck. It is the product of countless small, deliberate actions performed with focus, integrity, and persistence over time. Discipline is also liberating because it frees you from the tyranny of relying on fleeting feelings to dictate your behavior. It gives you control over your life, ensuring that you are the architect of your destiny rather than a passenger carried by whims and impulses. It is the force that separates dreamers from doers, intentions from accomplishments, and potential from reality. Every highly successful individual, regardless of field or background, shares one trait. They prioritize discipline over motivation, knowing that relying on feelings alone is insufficient for sustained achievement. Discipline is what allows them to rise early, work harder, and persist longer than others, even when inspiration is absent. It is what ensures that effort is consistent, habits are strong, and progress is inevitable. In essence, discipline is the bridge between desire and fulfillment, between vision and execution, and between dreams and tangible results, providing the structure, resilience, and momentum required to transform ordinary effort into extraordinary success. Time is the most precious resource we have, yet it is also the most misunderstood and often the most wasted. Unlike money, possessions, or opportunities, time cannot be earned back once it is lost. Every second that passes is gone forever, and how we choose to spend it determines the trajectory of our lives. Valuing your time like gold means recognizing its irreplaceable nature and treating it with the respect, care, and intentionality it deserves. It is about understanding that every choice we make, every task we undertake, and every interaction we engage in consumes time, and that these decisions collectively shape our productivity, growth, and happiness. When you begin to truly value your time, you start to prioritize activities that bring meaningful results, growth, or fulfillment, and you eliminate distractions, time wasters, and low-value commitments. It is the foundation of efficiency, effectiveness, and purpose-driven living. Many people spend their days reacting to events rather than intentionally directing them, allowing other people's agendas, social media, trivial tasks, and unnecessary obligations to dictate their schedules. Those who value their time, however, are deliberate in their choices, conscious of how they allocate each hour, and strategic about what deserves attention and effort. This mindset transforms not just how you work, but how you live, because it elevates every action into a conscious decision that contributes to long-term goals rather than short-term convenience. Valuing your time like gold also involves understanding the opportunity cost of every action. Every hour spent on unimportant tasks is an hour that cannot be spent learning, creating, improving, or building something meaningful. It is about recognizing that your energy, focus, and attention are finite, and that they must be invested wisely to generate the highest return. People who underestimate the value of time often find themselves busy but unproductive, exhausted but unfulfilled, and constantly behind on their goals. They trade precious hours for trivial pursuits or let procrastination consume their potential. Those who guard their time, on the other hand, create space for growth, reflection, and achievement, ensuring that each day moves them closer to their aspirations. Valuing time also requires the discipline to set boundaries and say no to activities, people, or commitments that do not serve your priorities. It means resisting the urge to be constantly available, to overcommit, or to sacrifice what is truly important for the sake of pleasing others or chasing immediate gratification. Every no to distraction is a yes to progress, focus, and intentional living. Furthermore, when you treat your time as valuable, you cultivate a sense of urgency and purpose that drives action. You stop wasting days in indecision or idle waiting, and instead, you act with clarity, intention, and efficiency. This does not mean rushing through life or neglecting balance, but rather approaching each moment with respect and conscious choice, understanding that how you spend today shapes your tomorrow. People who master the art of valuing time also learn to optimize their routines, automate repetitive tasks, delegate where possible, and focus on high-impact activities that accelerate their growth and success. They understand that small, consistent investments of time in meaningful pursuits compound into extraordinary results over months and years. Valuing time like gold also affects mindset and perspective. It encourages gratitude for the present moment, mindfulness in daily activities, and intentionality in long-term planning. It shifts the focus from reacting to life to actively designing it, from merely surviving to deliberately thriving. When you internalize the value of time, you no longer tolerate wasted hours or meaningless engagements. Instead, you invest in learning, skill development, relationships, health, and experiences that enrich your life and build your future. Every decision about how you spend your time becomes strategic, intentional, and aligned with your vision for your life. You stop letting excuses, distractions, or indecision steal your moments, and you begin to harness your days as powerful tools for growth, impact, and achievement. Time becomes a currency, a resource that must be spent wisely, and an asset that determines the quality, depth, and reach of your life. In essence, valuing your time like gold transforms the way you operate in the world, making you proactive rather than reactive, focused rather than scattered, and intentional rather than aimless, creating a life in which every moment counts. Every effort matters, and every hour is a step toward the fulfillment of your highest ambitions. The people you surround yourself with have a profound influence on the direction of your life, your mindset, and ultimately your success. Growth is contagious, and so is stagnation. The environment you immerse yourself in can either elevate you or hold you back. Surrounding yourself with growth means intentionally choosing to be around individuals who inspire, challenge, and push you toward becoming the best version of yourself. It is not merely about having friends or colleagues, but about creating a circle of influence that aligns with your aspirations, values, and goals. Every interaction you have leaves an imprint on your thoughts, habits, and behavior. And when you consistently engage with people who are committed to self-improvement, learning, and achievement, their energy, perspective, and discipline naturally influence your own actions and mindset. On the other hand, spending time with negative, complacent, or unmotivated individuals can drain your energy, cloud your vision, and normalize mediocrity. Choosing your circle consciously is one of the most impactful decisions you can make for personal and professional growth, because humans are social creatures, and we tend to mirror the attitudes, habits, and beliefs of those closest to us. Surrounding yourself with growth-oriented people does not mean seeking perfection or avoiding people who struggle. It means finding those who strive to improve, who are resilient in the face of challenges, and who actively pursue knowledge, skills, and opportunities. These individuals bring accountability, constructive feedback, and encouragement into your life, challenging you to stretch beyond your comfort zone while supporting your journey. Growth-oriented people inspire you to think bigger, take smarter risks, and maintain a long-term vision, even when the present is difficult or uncertain. They help you see possibilities where you might see limitations, solutions where you might see problems, and opportunities where others see obstacles. Their habits, mindset, and discipline serve as a living example of what is possible when commitment, effort, and focus are applied consistently over time. This influence extends beyond motivation. It affects your identity, shaping how you view yourself and what you believe you are capable of achieving. When you are surrounded by people who prioritize growth, learning, and achievement, you begin to adopt similar standards, set higher expectations for yourself, and refuse to settle for less than your potential. Conversely, when your environment is filled with stagnation, negativity, or complacency, it becomes difficult to maintain focus, ambition, or confidence. You may start questioning your abilities, rationalizing mediocrity, or tolerating underachievement, because the people around you normalize lower standards and limit your perspective. Surrounding yourself with growth also means seeking mentors, coaches, and role models who have already achieved what you aspire to accomplish. These individuals offer guidance, wisdom, and insights that accelerate your learning curve, helping you avoid unnecessary mistakes and make more informed decisions. They provide accountability, challenge limiting beliefs, and encourage you to maintain momentum even when progress seems slow or obstacles appear insurmountable. Additionally, being part of a growth-focused circle encourages reciprocity. As you learn, evolve, and achieve, you contribute value back to the people around you, creating a mutually reinforcing environment where knowledge, inspiration, and support circulate freely. This ecosystem of growth amplifies individual efforts, making personal development more sustainable, enjoyable, and impactful. Surrounding yourself with growth is not just about seeking high achievers or ambitious individuals. It is about aligning with people who embody curiosity, resilience, integrity, and a commitment to continuous improvement. They inspire creativity, foster collaboration, and encourage accountability, helping you build the habits, mindset, and skills required for long-term success. It also means minimizing exposure to negativity, criticism that is not constructive, and influences that drain your energy or diminish your confidence. Protecting your time, energy, and focus by curating your environment is as critical as the actions you take toward your goals. The people around you will either challenge your potential or limit it, and it is your responsibility to choose wisely. In essence, surrounding yourself with growth transforms your environment into a catalyst for success, amplifies your efforts, nurtures your mindset, and creates a support system that inspires continuous learning, resilience, and achievement, ensuring that you are always moving forward toward your highest potential. Transforming your life is not a single event, a sudden breakthrough, or a miraculous moment. It is the result of conscious decisions, consistent actions, and the willingness to embrace change in every aspect of your life. The year 2025 offers a fresh canvas, a new opportunity to redefine your priorities, realign your actions, and create momentum toward the life you have always envisioned. Transformation begins with self-awareness, the honest acknowledgement of where you are today, what patterns no longer serve you, and which habits, thoughts, or beliefs are holding you back from reaching your potential. It requires courage to confront your limitations, to question your comfort zones, and to recognize that lasting change demands more than temporary enthusiasm or passive wishing. To transform your life, you must take ownership of every choice, action, and mindset, understanding that your future is not shaped by luck or circumstance, but by your decisions, discipline, and commitment. Each day, each hour, and each moment is an opportunity to move closer to your vision, and transformation requires treating these opportunities with intentionality and purpose. This involves setting clear, compelling goals that inspire action, provide direction, and serve as a benchmark for measuring progress. Goals without action remain dreams, and action without direction can lead to wasted effort. Transforming your life means aligning your goals with your values, ensuring that what you pursue resonates deeply with who you are and who you want to become. It also requires the development of habits that support growth, consistency, and resilience. Habits are the building blocks of transformation because they automate success, making productive, intentional actions a natural part of your daily routine. Every habit cultivated with purpose compounds over time, creating momentum, shaping identity, and reinforcing the mindset required for long-term achievement. Transformation also demands discipline, the ability to act even when motivation wanes, and the courage to persist through obstacles, setbacks, and periods of doubt. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable, but those who commit to consistent action, resilience, and self-improvement are the ones who rise above circumstances and shape their destiny. Surrounding yourself with influences that foster growth, inspiration, and accountability is equally critical. Transformation cannot occur in isolation. It thrives in an environment where ideas, ambition, and learning are abundant, and where people encourage, challenge, and elevate one another. By consciously choosing the environments, communities, and relationships you engage with, you create a support system that accelerates growth and reinforces positive change. Another essential aspect of transformation is valuing time and energy as your most precious resources. Every decision you make about how you spend your hours directly impacts your progress, and prioritizing high-value activities, meaningful relationships, and personal development ensures that your life moves forward with purpose and momentum. Letting go of distractions, toxic influences, and unproductive habits clears the path for focused effort, strategic action, and deliberate progress. Transformation also requires a mindset shift, the willingness to embrace challenges as opportunities, failures as lessons, and discomfort as a catalyst for growth. It is about cultivating resilience, optimism, and a growth-oriented perspective that empowers you to adapt, learn, and evolve continually. Change is never easy, but the discomfort associated with growth is temporary, while the rewards of transformation are enduring and life-changing. Accountability plays a crucial role as well, whether through self-monitoring, mentors, or supportive peers. Holding yourself responsible for actions and results ensures that your commitment translates into tangible outcomes. Without accountability, intentions can remain abstract, and transformation can stall in the face of distractions, excuses, or setbacks. Ultimately, transforming your life in 2025 is about creating alignment between who you are, who you aspire to be, and the actions you take daily. It is about stepping into responsibility for your results, designing your environment to support success, cultivating habits and disciplines that produce consistency, and embracing challenges with courage and determination. It is about treating time, energy, and effort as investments, not consumables, and recognizing that every deliberate action compounds into momentum that propels you forward. Transformation is not a destination, but a continuous journey of improvement, learning, and growth. By committing to this journey, you take control of your life, break free from limiting patterns, and actively shape a future that reflects your highest potential and deepest aspirations, creating a life of purpose, fulfillment, and extraordinary achievement.